When it comes to backpacking, we're all out here winging it. Let's talk about it. I asked my pack the other day, yo, why the fuck are you so heavy? You know what it said to me? Because you keep packing all your fears. Yeah, that's fair. You ever feel like a fraud out in the woods when you're hiking? Like everybody took a secret course or a secret class on how to poop in the woods and nobody invited you? Yeah, me too. I don't know about you, but nobody ever told me that the official backpacker starter kit included a heaping serving of self doubt, carrying a poop kit with military precision, carrying 3 different methods of starting a fire just in case the first 2 left you feeling supremely inadequate because you don't have any previous bushcrafting skills, carrying the infamous long-handled titanium spoon with the polished bowl so that way you could reach at the bottom of those freeze-dried meals, and that way your knuckles are not left all cheesy looking like a toddler on a high chair left to their own devices, carrying only one luxury item that you can justify in 5 different ways, being terrified of every little twig snap in the middle of the night in your tent, scared of the dark. Obviously, you're on YouTube right now, and if you're anything like me, you're researching to go backpacking. And there's a shit ton of information out there, and it's all subjective, including everything I'm telling you. But I'm sure you've heard the phrase hike your hike. And I believe that. I truly do. Everybody needs to hike their hike. Which is why, through trial and error, and through my experience, I started to develop my own feral commandments, forged by bad decisions and trail experience to help me prevent from making those bad decisions again. Commandment number 1: thou shalt carry what makes you calm, even if it's dumb. A lot of times we get overly concerned with bringing a bunch of shit on trail and leaving a bunch of shit behind. And I think the most important decisions that we can make about what comes and what doesn't are the things that we leave behind. The less things we bring, the less we have to be concerned with the gear that we carry in our packs. However, there are certain items that may be a little heavier, luxury items that I just can't live without. For example, my pillow. A lot of people can go without a pillow. I tested numerous pillows, and I'm talking about 13, 14 pillows. They all sucked. I got a ton of pillows. If anybody's interested in buying a pillow, I got a shit ton of them for sale. Let me know. I'll give you a good discount. I got all different type of brands, Nemo, Cedar Summit. I got all of them. I'm a side sleeper, so the pillow was an issue for me where I couldn't really find a way to get good sleep in the backcountry for many, many years. I finally found the pillow for me. However, it's a big, heavy pillow. It's the heaviest pillow out of all the pillows that I've ever tried. But sleep is so important for me. It dictates how I'm going to feel on trail the following day, being that it's the heaviest option that I've ever carried in the woods. I don't care. I'm going to carry it simply because it's the thing that calms me the most out of all the different options that I've ever tried in the woods. Thou shalt carry what calms you, even if it's dumb. All right, commandment number 2. Thou shalt not... Wait a minute. Thou shalt accept that your trail name might be Shitbreak, or Snack Break, or Blister Break, or just Break. Hike at your own pace. If you're hiking with a bunch of your buddies or just another buddy, don't let them dictate your pace if it's going to hinder your progress later on. If you need to stop, you let them know. Hey, I need to stop to take a break. If you start to feel a blister develop, you need to stop immediately and you need to take care of that shit because it'll get worse and it's not going to get any better. Commandment number 3. Thou shalt embrace the suck as a sacrament. Whenever I've gone on a day hike and it's something simple and easy and flat, no elevation gain, I barely even remember those day hikes. However, the times that I've gone on excruciating hikes, those are the ones that make lasting memories. Those are the ones that I remember the most. Embrace the suck. I guarantee you, the ones that you suffered through, those are the ones that live in your memory for good. Commandment number 4. Thou shalt filter water, even if it looketh like holy spring. I think that one speaks for itself. You don't want to catch Giardia in the backcountry. That shit sucks. Alright. Commandment number 5. Thou shalt speak kindly to thy knees, for they carry thy sins. I've developed a routine in the mornings and at the trailhead where I like to stretch right before I start to hike. Right before you start any type of trail, just do some light stretching of your legs, your ankles, your feet, your knees. Do some air squats and then just do the squatting position and hold the squatting position for as long as you can. That will help you tremendously, just to kind of stretch your legs, stretch your knees. What the fuck I got going on my forehead? What the fuck going on there? I must have fucked up. Put my hat back on. Commandment number 6. Thou shalt test gear before the trip, not during. You don't know how many times I've actually gone out with friends to hike, and when we're setting up camp, I see that they're actually unwrapping for the first time a piece of gear, and they're struggling to set it up, trying to set up their tent for the very first time, and it's dark or it's raining. That shit's a huge fucking mistake. If you have a yard, camp in your yard a few fucking times. Figure this shit out ahead of time. You don't know how many times I've camped in my yard. You don't know how many times I've had awkward situations with my neighbors where they're kind of like looking at me like, what the fuck is this guy doing in his yard camping, setting up tents and shit? Test your gear prior to going out. The last thing you want is to be on trail and to find out that a piece of gear is something that you wasn't expecting it to be. Commandment number 7. Thou shalt not try to be ultralight and emotionally stable. Pick one. No, but for real. You gotta stop trying to chase ultralights, gram pinching, gram weenies. You're going to save the most weight with your big 3. Your tent, your backpack, and your sleep system. Until you could dial in your big 3, you shouldn't be trying to gram weenie your way through all your little itty bitty things. Be smart about it. However, you're gonna go nuts trying to chase ultralight. I could give a rat's ass about trying to get to the damn metric of 10-pound base weight. Obviously, I want to be as lightweight as possible. However, ain't nobody out there judging me on what the fuck I'm carrying in my backpack. And if they are, they could go eat a fucking... Thou shalt not attempt to be ultralight and emotionally stable. Pick one. You can't be both. Commandment number 8. Commandment number 8. Ocho. No, wait. Thou shalt keep thy trash. Mother Earth Witneth. Seriously, guys, we need to practice leave no trace behind. I end up bringing out more trash than I actually bring into the woods. Whenever I run into that stuff, I pick it up and I pack it out. Thou shalt keep thy trash, because Mother Earth Witneth. Commandment number 9. Nueve. Thou shalt learneth from the trail. Treat each trip as a learning experience. If you went through something on this trip, don't take it for granted. Use it as a learning experience. Get better, especially with your gear. Gear is not everything, however, gear is important. And if you realize that there's really something that you went ahead and bought and spent your hard earned money, but then it wasn't what you expected it to be, just because you spent a bunch of money on it doesn't necessarily mean that now you have to bring it along. Take inventory of what works, what didn't work. Don't just stay stagnant and keep doing the same things over and over if it's not working out. It's a learning curve. Get past the curve. You'll get better at it. We all do, little by little though. It's not gonna happen overnight. Commandment number 10. Thou shalt consumeth the nectar of the gods from the cuppeth of the... Not just kidding, shut the fuck. But for real though, I don't know about y'all, but I'm addicted to coffee. I drink coffee morning, afternoon. I could drink a pot of coffee before going to bed and sleep like a fucking baby. It's my drug of choice. I used to pack like I was going to war. Probably because of my experiences with hunting, my trips out west with backpack hunting out west. The battle was internal, and it wasn't even the weight on my back. It was more about the weight that I was bringing with me into the woods. Backpacking exposed me. It exposed my insecurities. Now it peeled back a curated version of myself. And what's left now? A version of me that still overpacks at times. I still triple check to make sure that I have multiple ways of making fire, multiple lighters, but also someone who sleeps better under the trees than under a roof. Someone who trusts a trail more than I trust an algorithm. Someone who's learning trip by trip what actually matters. Backpacking didn't make me an expert. It made me honest. And honestly, I still pack too much. But at least now, I know exactly what I'm carrying. What's the exact message that I'm trying to convey? What do I want you to walk away from this with? Get your ass outside. You don't gotta wait for the perfect time. You don't gotta wait for the weather to be perfect. You don't gotta wait to get your schedules aligned with all your friends. You don't gotta wait for your gear to be super dialed in. You don't gotta wait for you to even have all your gear. You know, I saw a stat that read that the majority of the people that consume backpacking and hiking content online have never even been hiking. They're just curious, they want to do it someday, but they're too scared. They don't think that they're adequate. They don't think that they're capable enough. They don't think that they have the proper gear to actually go out and do it. This is a wake-up call. Get your ass off that couch. Put the phone down. Go. Start now. Small steps that will compound with time, that will allow you to actually get out there and actually enjoy the outdoors. You're never going to be able to do it just by watching YouTube videos. You don't need the most ultralight gear. You probably have a lot of the gear available right now. Use your resources. Borrow gear from friends. Do your research. Get moving. Get in the gym. Start training. Do squats. Take small steps towards progress. And every day, as you take these steps, they will compound with time. Start using the most powerful tool to your advantage, Google and your cell phone. You may be asking yourself, who am I for you to be listening to, for you to be taking advice on backpacking and hiking? I haven't shared any of my accolades. I'm pretty much a newbie myself. I don't have decades of hiking experience. I didn't grow up playing in the woods, bushcrafting, and learning how to tie knots with my dad up in the mountains or in a national park or anywhere like that. The first time I ever even went hunting, I was already in my 30s. I haven't through hiked thousands of miles or pretend to be some weathered woodsman, perfect base weight. But what I do have is a particular set of skills that make me a nightmare for people like you. Nah, just kidding. I will find you. I will kill you. No, but seriously, I was raised in a world of concrete and noise and city lights, doing graffiti, running the streets at night, running wild, doing all types of shady shit. What I do have is passion and obsession. I dove into the woods like a man starved. I dove into the outdoors. I studied it. I practiced it. I failed at it time and time again. I bled for it. And I kept coming back over and over. Because out there, I feel right. I feel human. More than I ever did inside of four walls with Wi Fi. So why should you listen to me? Because I'm not preaching from any type of pedestal. I'm not selling any type of lifestyle. I'm out here living it. I'm learning it. I'm practicing it. I'm breathing it. And I'm surviving it. And I've learned sometimes that when people find the outdoors later in life, those are the ones that appreciate it the most. If you ever felt like you don't belong out there, I got news for you. Spoiler alert, that is belonging. Welcome to the club. Welcome to the definition of becoming feral. Now get your ass outside. I'll see you out there.